So you want to be a critical thinker? Well, you came to the right place. I'm a philosophy lecturer that has taught critical thinking and logic to hundreds of undergraduates in the United States. However, this is not going to be a formal logic lecture, but rather something much more useful and practical. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to be a critical thinker in 2 real-life scenarios that you encounter daily, no matter where in the world you are or what ideological positions that you hold. These situations are universal. If you use the tools that I'm going to share with you today, you will walk away from every interaction knowing that you were a critical thinker. Share this video with your family, friends, and coworkers because we need more critical thinkers in today's world. Grab a notepad and a pen and let's get started. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. The first situation that you will need to employ your critical thinking skills is in everyday interactions with your family, friends, and salespeople, or who in philosophy we refer to as our interlocutors or our conversation mate. In this interaction, at some point, your conversation may depart from mere explanation and fact and escalate into something more. Now, your interlocutor is attempting to persuade you of something, to accept or reject a position, or to buy or not buy something, or you might be the person that is attempting to do the persuading. This escalated discussion could be about something as minute and inconsequential as what you're going to have for lunch that day, or something as significant as who you're going to vote for in the next election. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we have entered into a dialectic. If we want to be a critical thinker, this is how we should proceed. Step 1, just for a moment, imagine that your interlocutor is invisible. You know nothing about their history, their identity, their appearance, or voice. All you have is their words or the substance of their argument. And by argument, I don't mean we're going into combat or having a fighting match, although that can certainly be the case if things go south. But rather, an argument is a term of art and logic that refers to premises or reasons that are offered to support a conclusion. The conclusion, or the position that your interlocutor is attempting to persuade you of, is indeed important. But somehow it is even more critical for you to look at the reasons that they offer for that conclusion. There is a spectrum of stronger and weaker reasons. On the end of stronger evidence, we have physical and tangible evidence, reliable eyewitness testimony, photograph and video, controlled studies, representative statistics. On the other hand, some weaker kinds of reasons include hearsay, stereotypes, unrepresentative studies and statistics, personal anecdote. We also want to be on the lookout for any logical fallacies or mistakes in reasoning. Here are some common ones to look out for. An appeal to your emotions. This is an attempt to persuade you to accept a conclusion based on your feelings of fear, sadness, guilt, anger. The bandwagon, or the appeal to populace fallacy. Everybody else is doing it. It's popular, it's common, it's traditional, or you should buy this product because it's the best seller, so on and so forth. An appeal to authority. This is an attempt to persuade you about the truth or falsity of something because it's based in the authority of a person or a school of thought, like a holy book. Sometimes the authority may even be improper, such as appealing to the authority of somebody regarding a subject that they are not an expert in. Sadly, this is an extremely common phenomenon these days where celebrities, musicians, actors are treated as an improper authority regarding matters of politics, international relations, science, anecdotal evidence. This is an attempt to persuade you from somebody's personal experience. While hearing tales of caution from your family and friends can be useful, it should never be dispositive. or in other words, a conclusive settlement of the issue. Another fallacy to look out for is the straw man fallacy. Sometimes when your interlocutor is attempting to persuade you of something, they will try to make the other position look as weak and hollow as possible, and then strike it down in a cloud of dust. Anytime you are presenting the opposite side of your position, build it up to be as strong as possible. Offer their best arguments and then offer against those. That way, when you defeat your opponent, you've really earned your KO. Okay, so far we've looked at the reasons and we've looked at the conclusion and we've examined the relationship between the two. We were able to evaluate the substance of their argument as objectively as we could. But now we're going to examine the source. Your interlocutor is visible again. Who are you? As the caterpillar hisses in Alice in Wonderland. But really, who is this person? Do they have formal knowledge or substantial training in the topic of discussion? In the past, have they offered you useful and accurate advice? Do they lead a kind of life that you want to live? What is their general reputation in the community like? Now be careful, because here you could be guilty of committing a logical fallacy, one called ad hominem, or attacking the person and not their argument. Next, where are we located and in what era? What customs, norms, and traditions underscore social interactions in this context? If you're purchasing a product, what country was it made in? Under what conditions? With what materials? Who does the supply chain consist of? And why? What is your interlocutor's agenda? What do they have to gain or lose from this interaction? What do you have to gain or lose from this interaction? What next? We evaluate ourselves. Before you reach your response to the argument that has been offered to you, identify any external or internal factors that may have influenced your own reasoning. These factors can powerfully influence our decision making. The truth is, us humans are fundamentally limited by our own perspective, so we can never reach true objectivity, but we can certainly try. And remember that in most situations, you will not be forced to produce a response immediately. So if you're not ready to engage on a particular topic, you are entitled to suspend judgment until you can conduct further research and think about it more. You can always walk away. Okay. The second situation that you will need to employ your critical thinking skills is when you are consuming content. Whether it's a news article or a Reddit post or a TikTok or even this YouTube video. The systematic critical analysis of content is largely the same as if you're engaging with an interlocutor, but with some special notes. When you catch yourself in an infinite scroll, ask yourself how inclined you are to believe what you read on the first pass. This is really good to know about yourself. Did you attempt to fact check? Did you actually read the article or just the headline? Did you just go from one piece of content to the next and the next without even stopping to reflect on what you just learned? Second, what is the nature of the media? Is it sensational media designed to keep you afraid or distracted from more pressing issues? Is it an advertisement that's trying to sell you something? If so, did the algorithm recommend it to you based on your browsing activity, or did an influencer recommend it to you? And if so, are they proper authority on that subject matter? If it's informational, was it peer-reviewed? What was the study like? What are the statistics based off of? Who's the organization that is putting this material out? If it's a subsidiary, what's the parent organization? What conglomerate is it a part of? And what's their mission statement? Okay, I know that was a lot and also not enough at the same time. Again, critical thinking is a huge subject, but if you use the tools that we discussed today, you will feel much more confident when you walk away from an interaction, knowing that you are a little bit more of a critical thinker. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more philosophy. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.